So welcome to Tuesday Night Training. I'm so super excited. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Bridget Bartlett. I am the local business marketing, training, and support specialist with Builderall. And to give you a little backstory, this is such a surreal moment for me because 2 years ago this month, I created my Builderall account. And I was just a business owner. We have a lawn care business. I had spent 4 months on WordPress creating the world's ugliest, most inefficient website on the planet. I had no idea that there were simple website builders. I just thought I knew WordPress existed, and so that's where I went. So I watched YouTube videos and I struggled my way through making the ugliest website ever. But what I realized though is that I created this website and then I spent all day talking on the phone because it wasn't functional. So I wasn't automating anything. We have a lawn care business and people are calling. I'm doing quote requests. I'm trying to write down information. My husband's like mowing grass and he's writing down information. It was a crap show. I was like, we have to find a better solution, right? So that's when I went searching for Builderall. Okay, so I learned how to create a website because it was super simple. I had a pharmacist who I worked with. I was in pharmacy for 20 years, and he's like, I just opened a pharmacy, help me. So I felt so insecure. I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just like, we have great reviews now. My website's working. I mean, all that's good. So he literally begged me to help him with his marketing. So after months of this, I decided, okay, I'm going to do this. So then he was so excited that I was getting him customers. I think he was averaging like one new customer a week. And then in the first 14 days, he had 14 new customers. So he was literally ready to sell me his firstborn child because he was so excited. So that is what kind of started this journey for me. And he started referring me to everyone he knows. And if you can just get one client, the best advice I can give you, if you get your first client, do like amazing, just over deliver like a crazy person, like they're your only client. And then they are going to be so happy, they're going to refer you to everyone they know. Local business owners, they talk, they have communities, they go to networking events, they're all over the place, they talk, and they will refer you. Okay, so having said all that, to really understand how to be a web agency, you really have to understand the customer journey. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Let me move this over. Okay, so you guys can see my screen, correct? Yes? Cool. Okay, so this is basically, and when I explain this customer journey to you guys, I want you to also think about your own businesses, because if you are a web agency, you are your own business. So when I'm telling you, hey, this is the customer journey that a customer is going to walk through, also keep in mind that you're your own business. So this is what people are going to be looking for when they find something out about you. Okay, so how it all happens is it's basically they become aware. Okay, obviously the end result is here where the conversion is. Okay, that's the goal that we have. But to get started, it's like you have to be aware of the business. When Coca-Cola was first created, they didn't just everyone knew Coke, right? So they had to become aware of Coke in some way. So that could be like social media, search engines, email marketing. There's many, many ways that you can become aware the first time with a brand or a business. And it used to be before the internet, we would just talk about things. So you might tell your neighbor, hey, I had this HVAC guy, he did a great job. And then now your neighbor is going to look in the phone book and they're going to call that HVAC guy. But now what people do is they search online. So actually, 80% of customers will look online for a business before they ever step foot in a store. Even if they're driving down the street and they see a, a new store pop up or a new restaurant, immediately they're going to search online. Okay. So when they search online, obviously they need to find you. So there's many ways they can find you. Organic search, pay-per-click ads, maps like Google Maps or directories, different apps. There's many, many ways. So your goal as an agency and your goal as a business is to make your client and your own business win at every single one of these stages, okay? It's so important because they may be able to find you, but if they get to this point in the reputation or research phase and they're seeing bad Google reviews and, or they don't see any reviews at all, or it's just maybe they get to your website and it just looks really bad. These are all things that affect this final stage, which is the conversion, right? And then of course, after the conversion, you want the customer or client to be like, wow, that was amazing. You want it to be like, that was so amazing. Now I need to tell other people about it, because that is how you get those referrals, like I was saying. So let me go ahead and stop the screen share. Because to put this in practical terms, I just want to know, think about this, okay? What is the last time that you needed something done for your house? Maybe your heat went out or your air conditioner went out. What was the last time that you needed a service and how did you find it? What's the last time somebody needed something?
A week ago.
What were you looking for?
An AC unit repair.
So what did you do? So your air conditioner went out. What's the first thing you did?
Go
And
on my phone.
what did you type in the search box?
And local AC unit in West Palm Beach.
Exactly. That's how it happens. They type in the exact search result or they type in near me. Okay. Statistically, that's what people do. So you want to make sure when they're typing in that search box, what they're finding is what you want them to find, right? If you have a business that has one review and it's 1 star and they say, these people scammed me, they took my money. Even if that person was lying, that is going to drastically affect your business. Okay. Jean, you have a question?
You hear me?
Yep.
So it's funny that you talked about stars and on Google. I had an experience with a company where the the shirts that they made for us was really bad quality, really 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 bad, like extremely bad. So I had gone back because they were supposed to give me another order for something that I ordered, and then I explained to them that I had an issue with the previous shirts, but that's okay. But my wife was in the car and she wasn't happy. So she was on her phone, she went on Google, she saw their their information there. She gave them a bad rating and she gave them some bad comments saying like, this is bad quality, I don't know why they did it, blah blah blah. And as I was there and the guy was like getting ready to start printing and doing my shirt and I had given him the money, uh the one of the guys in the computer, he's like, hey, is this your wife? Because they saw the same last name. I was like, oh yeah, she's in the car. So like, what the hell? Like, why is she giving us a bad rating? Like, here's your money if you want. Here's your thing. He'd even give me my shirts. He told me to get out. He was pissed. I was like, what the? Because we gave him a bad rating on Google.
Yeah. And then
That's how powerful they are.
And then what did you do after that?
I never went back.
And then you came on this training that's going to be live everywhere and you talked about your experience with that company. And that's what happens. That's what happens with all of our businesses. Like I can do local business marketing, but if someone goes to my business and they leave a negative review, that's very damaging. It's really damaging. And when you are a business owner, you definitely think twice about those negative reviews. Like, is this worth really hurting this person's business? Because it really does. It has a big effect, especially Google reviews. They're the most popular ones. So let's go back in here.
Hey, Bridget, can I
Yes.
just ask you a question? You might know this. So back in the day, it used to be like some kind of a stat that if you had a bad experience, you would tell 100 people, whether it was your neighbor, your friend, your sister, at a party, whatever, you would end up telling 100 people about a bad experience. However, if you have a good experience, it was like you would tell 3 people. Is that still translate to the internet?
I don't know how it translates today, but I would say that if you have a bad experience with the internet, I would say it's more than that. Because think about if you tell, it'll come up in a conversation. If you can tell 100 people in a conversation, what does posting it on Facebook, which we're all more likely to do first, what damage does that do to the business? Imagine how many people see that on their Facebook timeline. I mean, I have 3,000 friends. If I post something on Facebook about a business, at least 3,000 people are going to see it. So that's horrible. So that's also something to think about, like I said, with your own business, but it's also something to think about when you're looking for clients, because if they only have one negative review and no other reviews, that is a huge selling point to get your foot in the door. Okay. You can do lots of things to help them get reviews. You can do QR codes, you can do lots of things. But if you point out, if you throw at them some statistics about how damaging these Google reviews are, they're going to be panicked, because we all know when you start a business, it's like it's blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, when you're starting a business, you're investing everything that you have. You're spending time away from your family, your life savings. It's stress. And when someone says, hey, did you know that this is doing horrible, like damaging effects to your business and costing you a crap ton of money? Now they're like, I'm listening. How can you help me? Immediately, how can you help me? And that's the greatest part that I love about helping business owners, is because they all need us. They all need Builderall, but they have no idea Builderall exists, right? So that's what we want to show them. It's not, we want to be the solution, and maybe it's outside of Builderall. Like, we don't have a QR code, app, but it's something that you could use to help them. Put the QR code on a poster on your store, put it on the, on the receipt, help to drive traffic to get those Google reviews. But you just explaining that to them, that already positions you as someone who is not only looking at their business, because how many times do you get, spam messages like, oh, we have this great whatever, and you just blow it off because you don't care. But if someone messages you and says, hey, I was looking up your business and I noticed that you had, 4 great reviews and then one was really bad, now they're listening. Now they're paying attention to your message. Okay. So let me go. Let's actually search. Somebody give me a business. Okay. We just want to do a complete organic search of a business. Give me something that you search for. Like, we could do HVAC. Do you guys have another business that you have searched for lately?
Bookkeeper?
What is it?
Bookkeeper?
A bookkeeper? Okay,
Carpets.
so let's do that. Let's search for bookkeeper. All right. First of all, before I go into that, if you guys don't know, to join any of our groups, Jean's group, Jackie's group, Keck and Lynn, if you're interested in local business network marketing and all that, you can access these links in the knowledge base to join our groups. So having said that, let's move on. So let's start with bookkeeping. So here's what's going to happen. If I need a bookkeeping service, I'm going to type in bookkeeping near me. So here's what I'm going to find. Here is the magic on Google, okay? So what this area is not only a map, it's where people look first. Like, you really think that they're going to look up here first, but really when they type in near me, they want to know near me. So their eyes are going to the map. So you see here that they have a website, they have a website, they have a website, but they have 6 5-star Google reviews. So you can see automatically that the businesses at the top don't really have a large amount of reviews. And the large amount of reviews is what's going to get you to the top, right? So that's going to be what you're aiming for to be found organically in Google. If you type lawn care near me, because I have a lawn care business, you will see Bartlett Lawn Care right here. So how did we get to the top? Because we have 27 5-star Google reviews, and then one fraudulent review that is a thorn in my side. This is why I'm so big on reviews, but I want to click here and I want to just show you something, okay? If you guys are looking for a niche to get into, I want to show you, look at all these lawn care businesses that have no website. No reviews, no websites. If you guys wanted to call every lawn care business and offer them Builderall, here's you a bunch of clients, okay? I mean, it's that simple, okay? But if we go back to bookkeepers, hear me? And we go here, like I said, there's not a lot of reviews, so let's scroll down the list. And here's what I would do. I would definitely choose a niche, right? Choose some kind of business that you're familiar with. If you have, like Cindy, if you are a bookkeeper and you have your own business, then that's a great thing to get into. Like I could, if I wanted to take on a bunch of lawn care clients, I could definitely skyrocket their business because I just did that. But one, I don't want competition in my area, right? But two, I'm just too busy. But if I wanted to, I could totally do that. So here's a bookkeeper.
Yeah, sorry
sorry?
to interrupt, but you could do, because lawn care is such a localized business, couldn't you say, okay, well, go to the next state, get something, you know, start a search 50 miles away and go there?
I could. Yeah,
Yeah.
if I wanted to take on lawn care clients, I definitely could.
Yeah.
So here's one that has no website. So again, that could be someone, you know, so if you're searching for people who need websites, here you go. So there's tons of them. Now, what I would do is start looking at all the people who don't have websites. Chances are, if they have no website at all, you might be able to offer them the tools, right? Because they're probably not going to have the money or take their marketing serious because they don't even have a website. They're not even trying to get reviews. As you scroll here, these are the things that I, you know, looking for a new client, these are the things that are in my mind when I'm searching, okay? So if I'm seeing, you know, this business, they have 9 5-star Google reviews. So now I'm interested because I know at least they understand the importance of Google and that they're trying to drive traffic to their Google account to get reviews. So now I'm going to click on this website here and I want to see what their business looks like. So very basic website. I could definitely improve upon this. They don't have a chat bot. They have testimonials here, not really. I mean, they have this little thing here. But what I would definitely say is they don't even have a link to Google. So I would be talking about that and thinking about that. So as I'm going through this whole website here, I'm thinking, how can I help them? Right? So every business that you know, any type of marketing, we're all the solution to a problem. So what is this business's specific problem? I want to find solutions. So immediately I would say chatbot. So let's click here and see what happens. They have a standard form. So, I mean, honestly, the website's not horrible. I've seen worse. So it might be, you know, if I am a chatbot specific agency, maybe I want to contact them and offer them that. Maybe I want to create a template that is much better than this, that maybe has a map where they're located, maybe more of their services like up here at the top. So just things that I'm thinking about as I'm scrolling through here. Maybe I'm going to write this down and take notes and then come back to it. But I want to just keep looking, right? I want to keep finding clients that need the services. Look at all these websites. One thing that I can tell you for sure, if you look in the medical field, think about this too. Lawyers and doctors, you know, chiropractors, these types of services, they all have the money, okay? But the thing with these types of professional services is they all went to school to do whatever they're doing. So, you know, a lawyer goes to law school, a doctor goes to, you know, medical school. So They don't know anything about marketing, but they wanted to go into business for themselves. So now they open their own practice and they still need marketing. So they've invested all this money. They're too busy with patients and all this to do all this. So they really are wanting a more done for you type of service. So they, I would never go to a doctor and say, hey, here's my Builderall affiliate link. But I might go to him and say, here's how I can help you improve. So here, this doctor right here, he has got 5-star reviews, 24 of them. So that lets me know he is probably taking his marketing serious. I want to look at his website. Is there a way I can improve on this? Is there something I can offer him? These are the things that I just want to keep thinking about, right? You scroll down here, you see this chiropractor. This is Mommy and Me Chiropractor. They have 1-star review. So let's look at their website. And honestly, the website's not horrible, but you could do a lot. If I was going to take this client, I would redesign this whole website because it does look like it was built in the 80s. And I do love that they have this request an appointment here. But imagine if we built their website and offered them the booking app on their website, which is so much better than this. Imagine if we told them, hey, how would you like for people to actually pay for the appointment before they actually book the appointment? How would you like for me to save you an entire employee with hourly pay and benefits by doing all of this online? Statistically, people will choose the competition if there's no way to schedule online. So 70% of people, if they can't schedule this chiropractor appointment, they're going to go to the next person because no one wants to call anymore. So if you can eliminate the calling, then you are saving them a person and you're saving them the business that they're losing. So is this making sense to you guys? I don't want to go too far without asking you if you have questions.
I have a question.
Yep.
You said this looks like it's just, from the 80s. Could you be specific? What is catching your eye?
It has a lot to do with colors. Let me show you something here. If you look at, let's say, popular color palettes for 2020. Let me share my screen because that would help. Okay, one of the websites I like to use to choose color palettes, I actually don't see that here, which is weird. But you can choose any of these really. If you scroll through here, you see that there are certain color palettes and it's just, I don't know how they determine what is popular, but you can see from this other website, let me go back and find it. So this website, it just has some pale colors. There's not really a lot of action. There's a lot of fonts going on here, which, that will slow your website down. It doesn't really look organized. So, I mean, the best way that I can tell you, like mentally what I'm thinking about this is it should be, you see how this looks like one whole like panel instead of having sections. It's just an older style of web design. So I would definitely want to update the color palettes. You see all these are more modern and this is more, let me go back here.
Excuse me, Bridget, while you're talking.
Oh, sure.
Is it that there is not very much white space along with how busy it is? Is that a part of what makes you think it's old, or is it strictly a color pattern?
I think it's a lot. I think it's too busy for my eyes. I mean, you guys, regardless of what you know about web design, if you look at this as a customer, maybe someone looking for a chiropractor, the first thing that you'll do is look in this area right here, like the first fold of this website. And I see there's a call to action and that's great, but there's these, changing the lives of families. That doesn't really, all I see is start today. I don't really see a reason to click this button. Now, if I'm looking for a chiropractor of Mommy and Me, maybe this might be the only one. Maybe it's very niche down and that's why I'm going to choose this. But there's no bold headline that says, basically give me a reason to click this button. I don't see a reason to click the button. There's a lot going on here with the menu down here. It's very old style. I wish I had a better way to explain like what's going on in my mind.
I think what you're looking for is too much congestion. It's
Yes.
congested, too much in your face.
Yes.
And then on the side of it, you also have a lot of empty space on the side of it. That's a lot of real estate plays that you can move stuff around and everything like that. It's looked too much centered, like straight down in the middle. So
yeah, there's too much for your eyes to look at. You know, there's these circles here, there's these little, it's like, I don't, you know, and as someone to create websites, I would never create a website like this, because I want to see a bold banner with very bold text that says, basically, in other words, here is such an amazing offer that if you don't click this button right now, you're going to regret it the rest of your life. That's what I want to see on that front panel. I do not, this is your chance. This panel right here is your chance to hook them as a customer. You want to give them so little reason to ever skip away from your website. It's like you want immediately to capture their attention. So when I type in chiropractor near me, I have to scroll down here and then finally see the map. And if I was going to do this, what I would do is the big bold banner on the front, and then I would right immediately below it have this map, and then definitely, you know, a video. If this is this person's practice, I would definitely have that front and center.
Hey, Bridget,
So,
why don't you try and minimize it to, like, you know, the small size to see if it's mobile friendly? I have a feeling that it might not be.
Yeah, that's a good thing too. So let's try this.
And Bridget, while you're doing that, this is Stacy. I just want to add something. The other problem with that site, the thing that jumps out at me, is that it looks like there's basically two headers. You know, like you have the one with the mom holding the baby, and the thing in the background with the people on the beach, and the logo there, and two logos. It's way too much. It looks confusing. It looks like it's out of place, like it's not even the way that it's supposed to be. You know, that jumped out.
Yeah.
And then here's something. Go ahead.
That's the beauty of you guys looking at this, because you're looking at it as a customer. We aren't planning to do this service, but you're looking at it. You don't have to have skill to know when something looks too much for your eyes. So that's
right. Well, there's a saying. It's a confused mind does nothing. And when someone comes to your site, when they see when they have too many options, then they're confused and they do nothing. Or they start going to all the things you offer them, as opposed to you driving them specifically to where that's the whole point of a funnel. It's to funnel them, it's to direct them, to guide them to where they need to go to get the solution to the problem. And this doesn't do that at all.
Oh, hello, Bridget. Can I offer? I live in Australia, and here I search for things on the internet often. If I'm looking for something, I'm not looking to see how pretty their website is. I'm looking for something that's going to solve my problem. Now, on that baby website, I'm way past that, but anyway, on that baby website, if I was having problems with my baby or with a toddler, I would be looking for someone who can solve that problem. So that website for children and mums and everything, there's nothing on there to say, do you suffer from this or do you suffer from that? That would be, do you know what I mean? That's what someone looking for. They're going to gravitate straight away to that. They're not going to look at the site or how pretty it is. They're going to go, oh, they fix that, or they can do that. So, you know, a lot of people, when they go online, they're looking for the problem solvers.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's the psychology. And that's why I wanted to ask Chris, you know, what was the last thing you searched for? Because when your air conditioner breaks down, the last thing you care about is how pretty someone's website is. What you care about is, can this company solve my problem, and can I trust them to be in my home, to give my money to, especially services like that, who, you know, anybody could be a HVAC guy, so you don't know. You're inviting them in your home, and you could spend $200, or they might rip you off and you spend $2,000 and not even get what you're paying for. So that initial search, you have to, that's what's in the mind. They're looking for a solution to whatever problem they are that started the whole search in the first place. So yeah,
And you
that's
know
true.
what? That's exactly why I went with that particular company. That's called 1 Hour Emergency HVAC, because I was in an emergency. I needed it fast. And literally their website was 1 Hour AC. So
Exactly.
right there.
Yeah, so you're in a hurry and you're like, whoa, they could be here in an hour. That solves my
Hmm.
problem. I don't have to look
Exactly.
anymore. Exactly.
May
Yeah,
I say something, Bridget?
sure.
Good evening, everyone. I recently, last year, learned how to really do websites. I had gotten a chance to be taught by a guy that owns a company doing websites. And when you were making out some points, I agree with you, especially when you were saying about the font family. Because one thing I learned from him is that if you want people to know what your market really, if you want to really speak to your market, you want to have your font and your pictures kind of like stand out versus everything else. And when you were saying it was too busy, that's another thing he helped me understand. And having a different font, you had a display font and then you had a message font like what he was showing me. So there was really nothing to exemplify what you really stand for. And then another thing I learned is that you have at least 3 bullet points of what you really specialize in, or something to give them an idea that would make them buy into that you can serve them. So when you were showing these things, I didn't see a lot of that. And then again, also when you were speaking about the colors did not, well, to me, from what I've learned and I've been able to do, the colors they was sort of like distance from each other. They really did not create harmony to make people really see that they had something. And what I learned also that the colors also gave an indication that wrapped around the pictures. It was soft pictures, soft colors, happy pictures, happy colors, and then some type of the message in the content. So when you were explaining these things, it was really like popping out. Yeah, that does make sense, and it helped me understand. So I really like that you're doing this training tonight because it helps.
Well, I'm glad. Thank you. Cindy, you have something to say?
Yeah, one of the ways that and you might be getting to this, but to look at it if something's out of date is the footer can give you a lot of information. One, if they're in compliance. Two, sometimes there's actually a copyright date in there that it might be years old. And 3, if Google Plus is anywhere on their website still, then you know it's been years since somebody's touched it.
And see, all of those things that you mentioned, those are all great things to look at because they're opportunities. I mean, we want the businesses to not be in compliant, and we want them to have an old website that's not up to date, and we want them to have multiple fonts, because when we look at this, and if I was going to contact this client, I would be making notes and writing all these things down, and then I definitely want to, maybe even do like a Loom, use the Loom extension and do a video of that website and do exactly what I was just doing. Like, obviously not rip it apart and be as mean as I was being, but definitely want to say, like, look at all the opportunities and look at the things that I can do to help you. And when you send them that video, like, especially if it's on social media, how you share the link and then the preview of the video shows up. When that preview shows up, they're going to see their website there. So you can say, hey, I just, was checking out your website and I had a few tips. I made this video for you. Every business owner is going to watch that video. And that's the hard part that is really hard for people to get, is how, okay, we found these websites, we found all these people who need help with their business. How do we get their attention? You can't call them a lot of the times because they're too busy and they get so many calls every day. It's like they don't care. You can't send them an email. Sometimes they just mark it as spam. But if you can stand out in some way to be very personal so they don't feel like they're being spammed. If I'm getting a Facebook message and I see my website on that preview, I'm watching the video. I want to know, what are they talking about? Why were they on my website? What do they have to say? So that is a great way to provide value to the client. It costs you nothing. It might take you 5 or 10 minutes to do that video, and then do that 10 times a day. You're going to get a client for sure. You're going to get a client. Anybody else have questions? Donna?
Yeah. Can I see an example of a video that you did for somebody?
I don't want to show the video because I don't want to give up my client. So I don't want to be that transparent, but
How about
I
you
basically
describe-
did. Yeah, I basically did exactly what you did, or exactly what I just did here. I said, you know, I was on your website and here's what I noticed and here's some things that you can improve on and I'm happy to help you and that type of thing.
In other words, you are talking to them like you're talking right now.
Exactly.
Hey, I looked at your website. It's really bad. You need to update. No, I mean, not like that, but just your little few points there.
Right.
Come
Yeah,
on.
you always say, here's how I can help you improve. You don't want to say, you know, did you make
Of
this
course.
yourself?
I'm just kidding you. I'm just kidding you.
Did your 5-year-old daughter make this for you? Because it's
Yeah.
horrible.
I made that mistake once because it was probably about a year ago. It's one of the very first ones I made or opportunity I had. And it was just like, this is all these things that are wrong with it. And they're like, my niece made that for me. And I'm just like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. It's just like,
Yeah, and you know what? And that's,
never know who made it.
yeah, that's a great example. Even this last client that I did, I said I was not taking any more clients, but he was a referral and I felt bad for him. And so I did. But even this client, I kind of was, it was a Wix website and it was horrible. It was so horrible. I just thought, okay, I did this, you know, this presentation, just this quick Loom video, and I showed him all the ways he could improve. And then I just took one of the website templates and then I just put pharmacy pictures on it instead of, I think it was construction or something. And then, and so I showed him that. And then, you know, he was like, I ended up getting $1,000 to recreate his website from the Loom video and just showing him a template. I mean,
That's the best tip I've heard all week. I love that tip. That Loom video thing is awesome.
yeah, because you say, you say, here's what you can improve on, and here's what I can do for you. And you show them with their eyes so they can actually see, wow, here's my current website, and here's what she's showing me now. I need that. So yeah, it's all showing them the value, really.
So,
Yeah.
okay. So in that scenario that you just said, okay, you made a little video. I looked at your thing. I took the time out of my valuable day, looked at your website, all that kind of stuff. And then you threw something together with a few little boo-boo-ba-dooks in it, which took you a certain amount of time because you're really good at this, which I'm just learning, through the Builderall. Or did you do it on his Wix, or did you do something in Builderall, just like this is a taste of what you can have? Is that basically what you did, Bridget?
So he contacted me, so I did not go prospecting for him. But if I was prospecting for him, I would say, today I'm doing pharmacies. I'm going to look for every pharmacy that has a crap show of a website. I'm going to customize a pharmacy template. I'm going to make this the pharmacy template. Then when I go to do the Loom video and I am doing, you know, my critique of his website and how can I improve, all I'm going to do is take the logo and put their logo on.
So to be an example of what you could do, and then you could tweak it. Is that right? So you have a template for every single pharmacist. Hey, this is just an idea what I could do for you, bam, with his logo, right?
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love it. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
What you guys can also do is what I do with my agency, I go more in the technical side than the web design side. Is we've got this wonderful tool in our Builderall account that does the SEO, the on-page optimization, that you can draw a report that you can also send to them together with the template that you've created and show them where they rank as well on Google and all those different places. And that plays a big part. If they cannot be found, even if you've built a beautiful site with an awesome template, if they cannot be found, then on the end of the day, that's going to benefit for you. So I also think that templates is great, but not to be visible is terrible. So if you can offer an SEO service where you can tell them that you will do their Google business for them to make sure that they are found using the right keywords, then you're definitely going to make a killing. Absolutely.
What was the first part that you said? I didn't get it. I'm learning Australian. I'm learning Australian, but I don't have it totally down yet. So what was that first part? And I just love
Is
it.
my accent killing you slowly?
Wait, rewind.
We've got an awesome tool. It's called search engine optimization. It's a on-page SEO. I think if Bridget can share a screen maybe or something, and you would be able to go and type in the URL of the website into the tool, and the tool is going to show you exactly what is wrong with the website, where there is issues that needs to be fixed. There we go. She's going to show you right away now.
Oh, cool. Wonderful. Okay, so,
Yeah,
where were you before that, Bridget? Where were you right before that?
I was just on the home screen. All you do is you go to apps, and then you go to SEO on-page report app.
Okay, got it. Oh, you girls, thank you. Woo-hoo.
And then from here, here's where you enter that keyword in their website and then just click send, and it gives a whole report. You can use like extensions like Fireshot and then just capture the whole thing and send that with your Loom video. I mean, you're providing them insane value with that.
Okay. Christina may have mentioned something along this line. Okay, great. So much, you know.
May I say, may I ask a question, Bridget? Because showing that SEO tool right there, that eliminates some instances of having to go to the Google keyword tool, because the Google keyword tool, every time it works, they break it by trying to add something else to it and keep confusing people. So it's good that we have that, because now that eliminates having to go to the Google keyword tool to get that information. The other thing I wanted to ask is that showing all the information you're sharing tonight, like I said, last year really understood how to create a website, what blog goes where, what story brand, you know, things like that. So showing what you're showing tonight, do we have any way in any of the Fab 5 groups that show what goes where in what section on the website, like what block goes in, what goes in this panel, what goes in that panel, so that the whole site itself would tell the story that we're trying to portray through the site?
You mean as far as SEO?
Not SEO, but like if you're going to create a site, like at the top, like right after the foot of the first panel, that's like the story panel, like that, I believe, if I remember correctly. But as they go to each panel on the site, do we have something in any one of the groups that tell them how to design a site so that they can tell the story or something like that, of what we're trying to tell? I may not be asking it in the right way.
I know just what you're talking about, and I don't know about Builderall, but I do know that samcart.com offers for like $7 a folding and like an accordion thing, and each panel of that they explain what panel should come next and next and next to tell the story well, and where the testimonials should go, and you know, all of that stuff.
Yes, because see, I didn't really understand how to do a site, and I had to purchase training. But because I purchased training to learn how to do it, it was easy, and I mean easy for me to know how to transfer that into Builderall, because we had all the tools. But having the tools and understand how to use the tools to tell a story, that's what I was just asking, and Chip answered that. Because if someone right now, if they are using Builderall to do these different things, for what we have as far as being able to tell the story, and then the different tools we have to really impact that site, like chatbots, booking app, and things like that, it would really be helpful to have something to help them understand how to structure the site, like Chip just explained. Because what we have now, Builderall, I'm not mentioning no other companies, but no one can stand next to what we have in enabling the Builderall users to know how to use what we have in the right way, and then add the tools to it. It's like everyone else just might as well go out of business and come to Builderall.
Well, I have
Bridget,
Yeah.
I'd like to offer something. As a matter of fact, I just saw that Chip put in the chat what I was going to share. Chip had mentioned it before. We are both fans of, and I am an evangelist for something called the Story Brand. But before I explain it, what I wanted to say is this, though. There's no one way to do it. It depends on what you're trying to do. Every situation is different. Everyone's approach is different. I happen to believe in the story brand approach, which talks to this idea of what I said before, a confused mind does nothing. So it's very specific about how a site should be formed. As a matter of fact, what he says is a caveman should be able to look at your website and I think in 1 minute or 2 minutes, whatever it is, know exactly what you do. And if he can't, then you've got way too much and it's not clear enough. So that is just one. And the story brand concept, you can go and you can Google it and they have a whole thing where you can work out what the message is and what the story is that the person's trying to tell with their product. And it helps you. And there are ways that they teach you how to do it. But there's a lot of different concepts. It's just a matter of knowing what the right approach is for the right situation.
His grunt test is that in 10 seconds, a caveman should know three things. What do you offer? Well, how is it going to make my life better? And how can I get it? Boom.
Exactly.
Then you have
Thank
other
you,
stuff
Chip.
later. Sure.
Cindy,
Exactly.
your arm's probably getting tired. Did you?
Sorry, I'm trying to be patient. It's not
No,
my
you're
first.
fine.
So two things. One is Jackie. She's doing a series on the whole design thing. She's even giving out a PDF about the palette and the text, the fonts, everything. So check her channel out if you haven't yet. And second, what I was actually raising my hand for when you're talking about that SEO report, that's a fantastic tool. If you're like an in-person networker, you go to lunches or parts of chamber events, things like that. I actually created like a half sheet form and said free SEO report. Give me your 2 keywords and your website and I'll give you free report. And I would hand them out to people as I was talking and say, here you go, you want a free thing? And I would get some back. Not everybody did it, but it was a way to open the door to say, hey, here's a way for improvement with people I was meeting in person that may, if they knew me, I was trying to gain their trust, gain them to like and trust me. Like, know, and trust is the thing. So just another way to generate leads, I guess.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's also a great Fiverr gig. If you guys are on Fiverr trying to build up a reputation, doing that SEO report for $5, I mean, it takes no time. So it's great.
That's great, because I did not know that. Well, me personally, it was a headache for me to try to do web design because I was trying to do my own and I didn't know how. So I had purchased that course, and I'm glad that Cindy and Chip mentioned what they mentioned. Because Chip, thank you, because the last time you shared that book, I got it from Alibris, and it's really made a big difference. And I can kick some real serious stuff now with Build All, but I did not know Jackie was doing that in her group. And I know that we're live on YouTube and they're going to be looking at these recordings, reason why I'm mentioning some of these things. So if Jackie could mention the name of her group so that people have even more of an incentive to check out Build All, because Bridget, this is really wonderful. I wish it had been done at this time last year, but we didn't have it. It could have saved me a lot of hair, pulling a lot of skin where I don't have hair anymore. So thank you.
You're so funny. Last year, I was just what was I doing last year? I was just hoping and praying I could replace all of my income and not, that's last year. This hosting this and talking about this was inconceivable to me. So
you're doing a great job. But what is the name? And again, I do really mean you're doing a great job. I'm very happy that you're doing this. But just so that they know, what is the name of Jackie's group where she's doing that training?
You can all go to the knowledge base and join any of the niche groups. It's on that homepage there in the top panel of your Builderall account.
Yes,
I will drop it now. I'll drop it now for you in the link.
Yeah.
I know it is, but for the people that's watching this on YouTube and for those that may watch it in the future, I would like for them to know that we do have these different specific groups. That's why I was just basically giving a name, asking for a name, so that it would give them incentive to really see how Builderall does make it easy for their users to become successful. Because I'm saying this for a reason, because in the past, when I was a member of a marketing platform, we had tools, but we didn't have training. And for those that knew how to use the tools, they really didn't understand how to use the tool to market. They may not have known how to use the tools to create things, but how to use what we created to get traffic was a different thing. And you all are covering all of that. So when I'm just saying this for future purposes, when people are watching this, that's why I was asking what would be the name, because Buildall is really giving us a lot of information that some of us had to pay to learn in the past.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if someone is wanting to join any of our groups, if you go to Facebook and you search Builderall under groups, you'll see all of our groups. You'll see all the Builderall groups. I mean, that would definitely be the easiest way. If you want to talk about the exact link, it's facebook.com/groups/ BA local business. So that's my exact group. So aside from saying all that, for all of our groups, if you just go to Facebook, search under groups for Builderall, you'll see all of the Builderall groups.
Thank you, because that would be a great help, because I get, as I said in the past, I had a lot of headaches because I had a platform but didn't have training, or I had a platform and knew how to do some things, but I didn't know how to do the things that I needed. And at the same time, there were the people that knew some things, they either didn't have time to show us or they wanted to charge. And you all are really breaking down a lot of monopoly blocks that were put in front of inexperienced people like I once was. And for those people that are looking for an opportunity to experience what we are experiencing, especially being able to replace income or add income or just see a light at the end of the tunnel, this really helps. From the bottom of my heart, I really thank you all.
Well, you're so welcome. Thank you for thanking us. Cindy, do you have something else?
Yeah, I do. Sorry. The other thing I thought of, and I should have said earlier, along with that SEO tool, I've also used the heat map in that same aspect if people don't understand or have ever used that before. But that's another tool to see where people are clicking on a website. I've actually seen it where people are trying to like click on a picture that is not clickable. And it's like they keep doing it, and you see this big red spot, and it's like, well, you got to make that clickable. People are trying to get somewhere with that. So just another tool to kind of grade somebody's website if it's a serious prospect, to try to get them to see how you could help.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of all the tools, is there's always some way that you can help a business with something. With all of it, with 40 plus tools, every business needs at least one of them. So there's always opportunity for every business. That's why I say everybody needs Builderall. Everybody.
That's why it's so important to make sure that your logo is clickable. I use heat maps a lot. And in all my businesses, you can see how the people are clicking on your logo because in their mind, it's going to take them back to the home page. You have to make sure that your logo is clickable.
And there's lots of things, we can all learn the tools in Builderall, but the whole design aspect, that is a challenge. It does take a while. And so if you guys do get a client, and you're like, oh my gosh, he said yes, I can't believe they said yes, and what do I do now? There's lots of options. You can go to Fiverr, you can search Builderall. There's lots of people there who are happy to build a website for you, and you're just the middleman. So you don't even actually have to know how to create the website to be the middleman, and it's not like you're doing something wrong. A lot of people are like, well, but they could just go to Fiverr. But that's the thing, they don't know, and they don't even know what they need. So it's your job as the agency to look at what they have going on for their business online, and then telling them what they need. And then you are the one who manages that. You're not that client, you're gonna send them the invoice. You're gonna go to Fiverr and you're gonna talk to this, web designer, you're gonna outsource this, or you're gonna create it yourself. You're gonna send them the invoice, and then they're gonna pay you. Then you pay the Fiverr guy, or however you wanna set that up. But you deserve money. You're the one who went out and got the client. That took a lot of your time. You're the one who figured out the process. What do you say? It might have taken 20 consultations to get the one yes, but all of those 19 no's, you learn something every single time. I always, every time I got a no, I'm like, okay, how could I have done that better? Obviously, I didn't show them the value enough. So how can I show them the value better than I did last time? And you will get better, and it's all learning. It's learning to build the websites, it's learning to show the value, it's learning. But at the end of the day, all of that knowledge is in your head, and you get faster and you get better. And then it doesn't take you 19 no's to get one yes. It might take you 5 no's to get one yes. Did I just overwhelm you or blow your mind? I want to see light bulbs popping off of the top of everyone's head. That would make me feel so good. That would be so awesome if you guys had light bulbs. If you could do that for next Tuesday, that would be awesome.
Well, there's light bulbs over here. I just got my camera off because it's dark where I am, but it's light bulbs. And even though I have not, I haven't branched out to that part of Build All yet, but it's like refreshing to know from what I've learned in the past, I can do it now. And the light bulbs already, when you were showing the color palettes and everything, already understanding how to find the color palettes, the colors in an industry that are very popular, can do a Loom video for that and show a company how they can update their site and at the same time put themselves in position to stay connected to people because of the colors and the words. So if the light bulbs are popping, matter of fact, I'm gonna redo my own site. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you guys have any more questions before we move on in the customer journey here? No? Okay, so let's go back here.
Oh, by the way, Bridget, that customer journey, thing you just showed, that really stood out to me because that was part of what I had to pay to learn. So you're showing, and I do mean I had to pay to learn this, what you're teaching right now. So that was real good. Is that in your Facebook group?
It's not. It's actually one that I use in client presentations, because when you're talking to a client, just like I said, you could show them the Loom video and all that, and that'll get you the appointment. But if you go into a meeting or have a Zoom meeting with them or whatever, and you show them that customer journey and you explain to them. So if I was, let me go ahead and share my screen here. And then, so if I was talking to a client and they had a pharmacy, let's say it's like Billy's Pharmacy or something, I'm going to look for their pharmacy and I'm going to walk through the entire customer journey of their business, because I want to show them what the customer is finding. I would search for pharmacy near me. And the first thing I want to show them is, oh, look, Billy Bob's Pharmacy, you're not even on the top of Google, right here. Or look at all, I'm just going to point out all of these things. So you're not even at the top here. I don't even see you on the first page. So they're number one. That's something that we can improve on. If I'm going to look for, let's just look up this pharmacist right here. So we'll just look at her website. So actually her website just goes right to Walgreens, which is really strange. That's really weird. That's definitely an opportunity. I don't know how that just happened. That's interesting. So let's look for another business.
If they were a mom and pop pharmacy, they could have closed, or maybe Walgreens bought them out.
Yeah, very well could be.
It's an unfortunate situation this year.
Yeah. So since Chris brought up HVAC, let's go ahead and look at HVAC. Okay, so right away we see, here's a lot of reviews. So that's why they're number one. You see the next two in line, they don't even come close. So this business, A+ on all the reviews. It's awesome. Something else to think about though, as customers, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm looking for a business, they might have 1 trillion 5-star reviews. But the thing I want to look for is the lowest review. And what I'm looking for is, I want to see, do they have all of the same problems? Does every negative review say the same thing? If they all say, hey, they ripped me off, they never got any service, or if they all say, hey, I made an appointment, they never showed up, definitely a problem. So if you look here, the good thing that they did, it looks like they're trying to respond. So those are big things. When you're talking to clients, definitely something that you want to tell them. And this whole customer journey that you're doing in this presentation is you're hitting every pain point that they have, and then you want to narrow down and say what you're going to do for them. Okay. So, there's not a lot aside from like a QR code and just telling them about the reviews that we can do to help them with Builderall tools. But what you're doing is you're building up the basically anticipation of how you're going to help them. So you're saying, hey, look, this is your business. This is the typical customer journey. This is what they're finding. You need to do this and this and this, because by the time you talk about all these things, you have just not only given them incredible value that they're going to immediately flip around and start doing action, because business, it's like, that's their business. That's their baby. It's like you just told them that their child's missing or something. It's like, that is so important to them. So they're going to start doing these things. So when it comes time for you to now say, all right, now I want you to pay me for something, you've just given them so much. And now you've showed them that you do know what you're talking about. And so now they're like, okay, now I've built that know, like, and trust factor with this client. Now I'm going to tell them, here's what I'm going to do for you, X, Y, and Z, and here's what it's going to cost. Okay. So I would definitely go through this whole journey with your client and show them. So if I was doing the journey with A Perfect Climate Heating and Air, I'm going to go to their website. We've already talked about their reviews at this point. I'm going to go to their website. I'm going to look at the website. I'm going to see, how can I help them? The great thing about this website is, at least right here in front, it has schedule an appointment. So, I mean, right away. But we already talked about websites. So let's go back and do a little bit more research, because if I'm like Chris and I'm looking for an HVAC company and it didn't say right away something to win me over, which it didn't, then now I want to know a little bit more about A Perfect Climate, right? So what I'm going to do as the customer, and what I want to do, in their, my consultation with them, is I want to show them what happens when I search for their business. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to just paste their business in here. So right away, it looks like they show up here. I don't know if this is an outside. Okay, so that's their website. They're just running ads. Let's see. Actually, they're not running ads. So I really don't see, okay, they're on the BBB, so that's good. Let's check out their Facebook page, because this is another great upsell, you guys. Facebook, or, we all know Facebook, right? But social media marketing is so easy. You can outsource the graphics, you can outsource the content, and then all you have to do is paste. I mean, I literally do this for my business. I order it from Fiverr. They give me a text document and then all the graphics, and I'm copying and pasting into a scheduler, and then I get paid every month. So it's like, it's so easy. And this is just an additional service that you can add into the web design or email marketing or any of those things that you want to offer them. So right away, it looks like they do have a pretty decent Facebook page. I want to see, when was the last time they posted? So I don't know if that's a pinned post, but yeah, it looks like they're not posting. So they do not have anyone managing their social media. So right away, if I was going to contact this company and offer something, even though their website could definitely use some improvement, I would offer them the social media and maybe create a branded graphic on Canva or something to show them what I could do for them as far as this service goes. So if you look at their reviews again, let's see, this is the new Facebook.
They see the value of the Facebook chatbot. Maybe there's an improvement there, and plus, then they see the need for it on their website.
Right, and also right away, you can see they have a Gmail for their email. So you could definitely offer them a professional email. So yeah, you could say chatbot for Facebook. You could say, in the way that you approach chatbots is you can say, how many messages are you responding to on Facebook? With business owners, if you get in that mindset, because, all of us, even if we're just on Builderall 24 hours a day, like me, I know Jackie and Jean too, and Chris Sparta, we're all busy. So it's like, if the thing you're going to sell me on is, how can you save me time? So if you think about this, when I'm looking at this Facebook profile, I'm thinking, how can I bring them more business? How can I save them time? Okay, so right away, I'm looking at this Gmail. I want to explain to them, hey, that's not really, professional. Maybe I want to throw out some statistics about what people, think about when they see a Gmail in their email account. So these are just some more things that you can sell your client on. So
Bridget?
Yes.
Matox is asking you, say what you just said again about buying something from elsewhere. Did you say something about buying something from elsewhere? Is that
Fiverr.
not clear enough? Mattox, if you can just rephrase related to upgrading your Facebook, he said.
When you said outsource it to Fiverr and you just copy and paste it kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's just like, here, I'll just go to Fiverr. And I'll show you guys.
The one thing while you're doing that, Bridget, like if you are going to create an agency, but you really don't want to design websites, I would suggest going to Builderall users to our group first and offering the job there, because there's a lot of people that could use the business, and to keep it within the community would be fantastic.
That is true. And I would love to be able to do that. However, if I post on the Builderall groups and I say, hey, I need someone to build me websites, I don't know really any, I mean, they can show me some examples and stuff, but I don't know how I can work with them. I don't know if I can, you know, are they just going to take my money? You know, for me as a business owner, it's just like anything else. You know, it's like if I'm going to work for a client, I need the know, like, and trust factor. If I'm going to hire them, they need the know, like, and trust factor. So if you, as a freelancer, you want the know, like, and trust factor, I need to see, when I look up your agency, do you have Google reviews? If you're on Fiverr, maybe you don't have a website, which is fine. If you're on Fiverr, what are your reviews? What do you have a great reputation of working with clients? These are all things. When I first started, you know, we were still using Pixel Perfect. I was like, I don't really know about that. I need to outsource this. And I did this white label agency, and then they ended up taking twice as long to get the website done. And my client didn't care that they took twice as long. He didn't know anything about them. What he knew is that my agency took twice as long to get the website done. So when you are outsourcing your work, you have to think about, this is going to represent my business. I'm going to take this very seriously. I'm going to go to Fiverr. I want to see 118 reviews, just like when we're looking for HVAC services or we're looking for plumbers. You know, we want to see that. And so if you're a freelancer, maybe you don't want to do an agency, maybe you just want to build websites, you can go to Fiverr, do this exact same thing. So if I'm going to outsource social media, I'm going to do exactly this. I'm going to go to Fiverr. I want to see who has great reviews. Okay, if you scroll through here, you can usually find people who will even schedule all of this stuff for you. So like this guy here, what I'm going to look for, I want 30 days of social media. I'm going to dig around. I'm going to find someone. I might have to, you know, do 3 months with 3 different social media people until I find the person I want to work with. But once you find that person, you can use them over and over and over again. So now I've told you how, if you just get a client and you figure out what they need, you can outsource the web design. You can outsource the social media. Now from this one client, you're getting the web design and social media. What are the chances that if they need SEO, they're going to hire you? Or what are the chances that you can upsell them on additional services? Maybe you want to start doing SEO. Maybe you found a great SEO freelancer and now you have that as a service. So that's how you grow as an agency. You start somewhere and then you start building up your team and building up your resources and services that you can offer. Do you guys have questions?
I have to say, Fiverr has been a godsend for me in my agency, because literally most people in my community think I have about 100 people working in my company, in my agency, but really it's mostly Fiverr. Like literally my graphic, my content, social media, blog, everything from Fiverr. Me personally, I just handle the web design, that's it. So yeah, definitely helps a lot.
Yeah. Full transparency, because no one ever talks about how much money you can make. But here's what I charge. $200 for a Facebook page, $100 for an additional account. Okay, I always recommend Facebook first. Then I go to Fiverr. Then I find someone who can do it for $100, and then I pay them $100, and then I pocket $200. And here's the thing, You don't have to change sizes of the images or anything, because if you're doing Facebook and then you add on LinkedIn and then Instagram, guess what? Now you're making $400 a month, but you still only paid $100 to have those graphics created. So it's huge. It's huge. Yeah.
Or you guys can actually hire a VA to do that for you, and you pay like $200-300 a month, and that VA will make for you 5, 6, 1,000 images that you guys can charge $200-300.
Yeah. And you know what? That's the beautiful thing. Like, you guys, I created my Builderall account, and 7 months later, I was quitting my full-time job in pharmacy. Okay. So I didn't do it because I was an expert. I did it because I know how to manage accounts and people and network. And that's really all you have to do. You don't have to be an expert SEO person or an expert web designer. All you have to do is get the clients and then find the solutions for them. And they will love you for life. They will start telling everyone they know. And especially, like, I have some clients, I have like 4 clients in a plaza, because one is a barber shop, one is a dry cleaner, and one's a pharmacy. And then the other one is like a restaurant. So it's like, they all in this little plaza. I started with the pharmacy, and then it was like, oh, who's doing that? And who's, so that's how it grows. But if you over deliver for that first client, they will talk and you will get additional clients. You most certainly will. You guys have any more questions? Because now I'm going to tell you, what do you do when you get the client, right? I mean, I told you how to outsource stuff, but how do you know? Like, we just created these sub accounts. Like, how does all that work? How do you know whether, what if they don't want to, use the tools? What, you offer them Builderall, but whatever. So let me explain to you how all of this works. Okay. Let me dive into here.
Bridget, while you were explaining, I have one other question, which with another service that we may be able to offer. I just ain't figured out the tool yet. I'm still trying to figure out the blog that we have, because we have a powerful blog, and I went through that back office training, so I got to figure stuff out. But I noticed that some of the sites don't have a blog. So could that be another service that we can offer and just go through Fiverr to have that written? And then just make the charge also?
You could even, with the blogs, you could even create niche blogs. So say you went to Fiverr and you're like, hey, Fiverr person, I need 1,000 blogs on nail or, hair care or something like that. You could get the blogs, and then you could create the blog, and then you could sell that blog, those 1,000 blog articles, to all of these businesses. They can even be the same thing. So tons of potential.
Yeah, I was thinking about it because, see, me personally, I love blogging, and I know a lot of other bloggers. And I even love the fact that, believe it or not, doing SEO the old-fashioned way and add that to it. I just hadn't learned I hadn't figured out how to do our blog yet. So again, the ideas were popping when I saw some of the sites that you had. They don't really understand. Well, I'm not saying they don't understand, but there's a really powerful thing where you can add a blog to it to generate even more traffic and get more traffic through free, well, it won't be free SEO to them, but if we can use the SEO tool to really draw traffic to their blog and help them understand we're doing that without them having to pay Google an astronomical amount of money. So when you're doing these things, it's like boom, boom, boom. Fred Flintstone, yabba dabba do.
Cindy, do you have something?
To expand on the blog is if you're really going to niche down and say you do dentists, you create a dentist blog and you have 5 dental clients, you can connect that same blog to all 5 clients.
Yeah. It's incredible.
And that's huge feature.
Yeah. And
it really is.
What if you talk to that local business client and you say, look, we can create these blogs. Why? Why do they need a blog? So you want to tell them, right? Well, you can do SEO, But what if you integrate affiliate marketing into that blog? So now, you know, business owners, we're worried about ROI. We want a return on our investment. And if we pay Google, you know, if we're running ads to our website through Google, we're paying for this. Well, usually, you know, the cost to acquire a customer is basically we're going to break even at that point. So the point that we want to do with our marketing is we want to make the money on the back end. So if I'm breaking even on the first sale, then I definitely want to keep that customer, so we can keep them with email marketing, we can keep them with, you know, multiple different things that we can do. But if we can find a way to I can't talk now. If we can find a way to incorporate affiliate marketing into that blog, now think that's going to not only take care of their ad spend so they can start getting a return on their investment with the first customer, but they could be increasing their income just with the same website. It's like that little Builderall affiliate tag at the bottom of their website. Why would every business owner not want that tag there? Why not?
Which
Right?
is true. And it was one other thing. I'm not gonna call Sparta Chris's name, but he's Chris. He has his last name, so I'm not gonna call his name. So y'all didn't hear me call his name. But when Shelly did the blog training, I noticed, because I've been looking at the Tuesday night part 1 and part 2, and I noticed that he caught on how she was using the blog. So I'm going to not put him on the spot, but I'm going to ask him, does he use the blog? Because I heard him mention about the blog. And if he uses it, I'm really going to say, Chris, if he uses it, I'm going to message you so we can have a class from Chris to Tyree. Okay? And so that everybody on YouTube that's watching this recording, they'll know if you're able to help me, because I ain't letting it be known Tyree needs help. And Bridget already said that you're in your platform all day. So, okay, schedule me in, because I want to be able to use my blog, because Builderall has a blog that's so powerful. I have not seen anything like it. And when Bridget started teaching this, Bridget, it's phenomenal that you're teaching this, and I really appreciate Jackie and Jean for being on, because it shows this is just not a one-way teaching. The different things that you all teach will allow us to make use of this powerful platform we have. Because I'm saying this from experience. I found that in the last 2 weeks, when I was talking to people about what we have going now, and you can explain for right now what's going to happen November 1st if they don't come in now. It's a lot of people going to other platforms that are just now launching, but we're already existing with something they can't even compete with, and not even at the price. So back to my rant. Chris, okay?
Yes, sir.
So you can expect them?
Okay? Yes, Tyree, I do use the blog a lot. I use the blog pretty much for most of my websites. And being a blogger also, with using the Builderall blog, you can do so many things with it. And in terms of this particular subject for tonight, putting the blog, let's say, on the client's website. Yes, you can do the ad spend in terms of return on ROI and everything. But also, my philosophy has always been, if you can keep a customer on your website for as long as possible, that's more return in your investment. So having, let's say, a doctor on a medical website, having, let's say, a chiropractor, a patient or a customer be on that site reading blogs about back pain or whatever the case may be, that keeps them on that website. So like that is better, because in terms of branding, they are more associating the name of the doctor, the name of the medical issue and everything like that. It's basically keeping their eyes on the website. So it fulfills so many things all at once. That's why for me with my clients, I always tell them, hey, definitely you want to have the blogs. Some clients, I even include the blog in the package because I know they need it as well. So
yes.
Yeah, imagine if you're a dentist and you have a blog, and the title of the blog is what to do if your child has a cavity. And now this dentist or there's an article, you know, you're going to go Google. Oh my gosh, my kid has a cavity. Google what to do if my kid has a cavity. Now here's this blog article that pops up on the website. Now you've got someone on your website at least long enough to read it. Now, if there's an ad on the side about the best toothpaste to prevent cavities for children, you're probably going to click on that. So now it's like this, not only did your website get some traffic, but now you're getting some affiliate commissions. And, you know, Google's going to rank your website higher because you have all these keywords and all these things that people are searching for and not bouncing away.
Another thing as well, let's say, okay, just like I was looking for HVAC. I went online looking for HVAC. You know, sometimes some people, especially in the medical field, okay, self-diagnostic, okay? So in terms of, I have pain on my back right, you know, side, you know, what does that mean? You could have a blog with that title that ranks on Google. And basically the blog belongs to your chiropractor site. So when people click on the link and they start reading it, they're already on your chiropractor site in your area. So changing both of them right there. Okay, so there's so many things you can do to explain to the client the reason why they need the blog, how it's going to improve their website, and search, charge them more even for adding the blog. So
exactly.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up, one, because see, I understand the power of blogging, but we're really, again, as I refer back to what you're training on tonight, Bridget, when I first got into the internet, I didn't understand how to use the different tools. And because you're doing this right now, this training, and your group is about local businesses, right now, considering the health concern that's going around, this training that you're having for local businesses is really great. And you're explaining how we can use BuildAll so that people can, if they, you know, just within close vicinity of their homes, they can see go visit businesses, like you mentioned in a plaza where you went, but at the same time, showing how they can be able to go through the internet and reach people like what you were showing. They could actually go through the reviews on Google, and it doesn't matter where that place is located. As you said, they can use Loom and be able to, someone can be in New York, I'm in Houston. But what you're showing is that even though it's local, you can make the internet a small place. And this is really good for what you're doing. I hope you be too excited to sleep tonight, because you are definitely exciting me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And the only reason that I start with the near me is because when you first get started and you don't have a reputation for yourself, you may need, I mean, with coronavirus, you know, we're not doing a lot of things in person, but you do have the capability when you search near me and you're choosing clients in your local area, you do have the capability to have meetings with them. So if you've never done this before, I just always say, you know, start in your local area, and they feel a little bit more comfortable too. If they take a chance on you, it's like, you know, they've seen you, they know you're a real person. You're not somebody, you know, trying to just like scam them for money. Cindy?
That's another good point, because the whole shop local, small local will help small local. They really do. They believe in it. So it's a really good starting point. Is if you have a main street, just hit the little guys.
And really, especially, you know, like Tyree brought up that point, right now with coronavirus, you know, we have something that they need. How many, you know, beauty salons, I just went to go get my hair cut a month ago. That's why it's so long now. But we had to make an appointment. You have to check in online, and then, you know, you can go and get your hair cut. But how many small beauty salons don't have that capability of setting up that appointment online? And we have the capability of giving that to them with BuildAll. So lots of, especially like all of these little restaurants, you know, there's a pizza shop down the street from me, I think, that's going under because of all this. But how amazing would that be if you could place the order online and you could put in your delivery address and do all of that online without having to be in person and do all of that. So it's right now, these business owners are really like, they're so thirsty for the help that we can give them. And that's why this is really a great opportunity if you're looking to help the local businesses by getting them an online presence.
Yeah, I'm just going to add something else, because the booking app, don't undervalue that, because it is huge. I worked with it was a child haircut place, and they had 8 stylists. Each stylist had their own calendar. She was paying $75 a month just for that app. And she needed a new website on top of it and all this. I mean, it was just like the amount of money I saved her, and the fact that the other selling point of it is when they, because of so many regulations or guidelines now, their space for those appointments, if somebody doesn't pay and just says, oh, I'm not going to show up and do a no-show, that just costs them money. It's not like they could get a walk-in. And that's an important factor. I don't know if I voiced it or articulated it right, but that's a huge selling factor when it comes to prepaying and having that calendar for those kind of salon services.
Yeah, and the no contact thing, if they want to do everything online, handing someone cash or handing someone your debit card, that's a weird thing right now. So if you can do all of that, without having to actually have contact, I mean, that's huge. If you go to a business right now and you're like, hey, how would you like, Chinese restaurants are huge. How many people love Chinese food? But maybe you don't want to call and place the order because you're a little intimidated. Like, sometimes I don't understand. Did they say, soy sauce, or did they say duck sauce? I don't really know. And so now maybe I'm not going to order Chinese food. So you can place the order online. It's like they don't have to. So you're helping them so much. They know that they need this, but they have no idea how, or they think it's going to cost $3,000. So a lot of them don't even look because they have no idea.
Yeah. Or you start talking about restaurants and you realize that apps are so much more friendly because so many people are on their phones. And then Bridget realizes this is why Tuesday night trainings can be 3 hours long.
Well, and you could use Gloria Foods. You can make an awesome landing page and then put a button and link it to Gloria Foods.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way,
a lot of people don't know about. A lot of people don't know about that, and a lot of restaurants pay big fees.
Yes.
DoorDash's people. It's unbelievable the amount of money that they're paying for that. I don't know if they're still in business doing it, to be honest.
Yeah, and if you went to a business owner and you're like, how much are you paying in DoorDash? Because you could have your own system here now.
Yeah, because Shirley did a Tuesday night training on how to add DoorDash to your site and things like that. I think she said she was going to do another one. But at the same time, with BuildAll, we also have the ability to create apps for these different places. And there's a training on how to do that. And we have that, as a matter of fact, Shirley shared the training with me, and it is on the BuildAll USA channel, how they can take BuildAll's app tool, create an app for a business or for themselves, and put it on the Google Play Store and the Apple Store. So that's another thing through BuildAll that we can offer someone along with the different tools that are added to the site that we're creating.
Yeah. And you guys know, I'm hesitant now to get into the sub accounts because I know there's going to be a lot of questions. It's already after 9:30. I think I might wait until next week, but I'm super excited to talk to you guys about the sub accounts because when you get a client, there's 2 ways of talking to them. When you're talking to that client, you need to find out, are they a do-it-theirself client or are they a do-it-for-me client? Are they someone who's like, maybe I want to be in the middle, I want to do some things and I don't want to do some things. And the beautiful thing about BuildAll is that we can offer them those solutions. We can offer them a niche funnel. They can do their own website. Most of them don't want to. So we have options. There are things, even if they want to do it themselves, we can still upsell them on different things. So lots of options, but I don't want to keep you guys here all night long and really get into that because that's going to be a beast in itself. But next week, I'm going to talk all about that, and I'm going to show you how to create a sub account, how you can bill your client, how you can set it all up in Super Checkout, how you can use the niche funnels. We're going to talk about agency funnels. So this may turn into a 3rd week. Now that
I was just about to give you that option, Bridget. I know that there are other educators that are going to come on because last week, and we have on recording, last week you said it was going to be about 2 weeks. But since you are so gracefully mentioning the word options, you know, I don't mind giving you a option for a third week or a fourth week to make sure we're thoroughly trained. I'm so happy that you offered.
You know what? You have such a giving heart. I appreciate that. That is
awesome.
so sweet. I'm going to tell Shelly right now, kick whoever's after me off the list because Tyree said that I can have as many weeks as I need.
Hi.
Hey, just to let you know, that person is in this Zoom room who's
I was gonna say it might
doing.
be right here.
But you know,
That's
you know,
me.
we have, Gene, be honest with you, we have November, December, January, February. You know, you all can have an all-star lineup for the next 5 years because as long as there's health concern is out there, I ain't going nowhere. I've had my taste of it already. So,
Yeah, but I'm good. I'm definitely up for it because Bridget's got some amazing information. So I'm all for it to make it 3 weeks. I thought Jackie's was gonna be 3 weeks, but let's go.
oh, Gene, with the information you're laying down in your group, I already have my questionnaire waiting on you. Okay, so when your turn comes, you can rest assured. Tuesday nights is my hype night now, okay? So you all, I appreciate you all. You're making it very, very easy for me. And considering what I went through when I first started, I have not forgotten what people are going through now that's just starting. So the Fab Five, you all are fabulous for me. And I'll just personally say, you don't have to be in a rush for Tyree. You don't have to be in a rush to go through the training because I pray that you all don't go anywhere, okay?
Well,
We
and
can all
you
be
make this
stuck.
so fun for us. So I appreciate you as well.
Hey,
And
we
I
can
am
all be
not.
stuck on Bridget Gonzalez, and I will not get tired.
I promise if we do not get to all those things that I just discussed next week, then we're going to go into 3 weeks because I was just like you guys. I had a full-time job. Oh my gosh, when I thought of already in 20 years, you know, at 40 years old, I'm thinking, oh my God, I have like 30 years before I retire. If I have to do this job for another 30 years, I am going to die. Like, I got to a point where I was crying before I went into work. I could not stand it anymore. So I was looking for a way out, and I'm so, so blessed. And that's why I really just want to make sure that I can get all the information for you guys because I want the light bulbs popping up. I want you guys to feel like this is not impossible for you to do. It's so possible, and you can so do it. And you don't have to be an expert in all things to make it happen. Cindy?
I'm going to chime in because it's about action too. And Builderall will tell you it over and over again. Just do it. Just do it because she gave us so much information to get started. We don't have to wait till next Tuesday. We can start doing things that she already told us to do and get out there and possibly by next week have a couple of clients lined up.
And if you do, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so excited for you. I love it. I am so excited.
Call it.
I'm going to put
Hey,
some
Bridget,
good
can you hear
vibes in
me?
the air. Yeah?
Okay, hi Bridget, this is Christy. This is all amazing. There's still a lot of us that are little baby beginners, okay? And I want to know all this, and I want to start with everything tomorrow, but I have to do little steps, and I know there are others too. Is there like something, a training or a course that, you know, that starts with help, I have a client, I don't know what to do, you know, because that just happened to me. I have something and I'm just struggling around what to do. Step by step, I mean, all these steps are so important, and most of you guys, you know, to do here, this, but little steps, one after another, you know, how to do the first thing and how to offer just one thing. Is there a course like that besides the units that you have so wonderfully on the side?
Yeah, we
Or can we do
actually
a training?
we actually have 5 the niche groups. We all have done our own training, and it's available in your back office in the menu under trainings. You'll see all the courses listed there. But we're going to talk next week about what to do when you get a client. Okay, so definitely come back next Tuesday, and hopefully that'll be more clear to you.
Right, just little baby steps. That'll be awesome. And I look through the units, and everybody does an awesome job. It's just some little things are so how do I say that? So for you normal to jump to the next step, but you know, some of them, I don't even know how to go to the next step that is being taught. So I don't
It's
know if
all
you know what I
learning.
mean.
But
Yeah.
honestly, I swear, when I first started with Builderall, I had no idea who my sponsor was. I still to this day have never talked to him. I was just showing up for the Tuesday night trainings. I watched all the trainings on YouTube. But the most important thing that I did was take a leap of faith and just start doing stuff. Just do it. Even if you fail, like who cares? Because like I said, it might take you 19 no's to get to that one yes, but every one of those 19 no's, you learned something along the way. So you just have to do it. And you can sit down. I used to try to do this. You can sit down and you can say, okay, when I get a client, here's the process I'm going to do. And I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and da da da. And then when you get the client, it's nothing like you thought. So you just wasted all this time setting all of this up for no reason.
Yep. Yeah, I'm
So
jumping in
true.
cold water right now, so I'm struggling through it, but I'll get there someday, maybe in 2 years.
Maybe
No,
sooner.
Christy, it's not 2 years, Christy. You have an amazing team. You have Chris Chesar, you have Shelly, you have me. If you have questions, you make your one-on-one appointments, and we will walk you through what you need. I mean, the important. What I always go back to, it was Richard Branson. He's Sir Richard Branson now, but he said, "Get the job, then get the tools. Get the job." And if you get a job and you think, you know, it might take you 2 weeks, tell the client it's going to take a month. And then when you deliver it in 3 weeks, you're okay, even though you're over your own goal, but they still think they got it early. You just give yourself the extra time, because it will be more of a process, but everything is here. Everybody is here. The training is here, the video training, the one-on-one training. People are going to answer any question you have. Don't think it's going to take 2 years. I'll be your biggest cheerleader, because I know you and I know where you're at, and I want you to succeed just like Chris does and everybody on this screen does. You can do it. It's just get the client, and then you find the path, and when you have questions, you ask them.
All
Yeah,
right.
I was
Well, that's a good
terrified.
tip with the time.
Sorry,
Yep.
I didn't mean to like sound like I was yelling at you there. That was supposed to be
No.
motivational.
Yep. Well, I'm jumping in, so I will definitely ask for more help in the chat groups and everything. I tried to interview somebody on Fiverr who does the Facebook advertising, so I started with that already to get my feet wet. But thank you so much, everybody, for being so helpful. That is unbelievable to me. You know, in the Facebook or here, that we just can ask anything, and people are just amazing, so helpful. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And that really is why we're here. You know, it's not, we could all run ads to Builderall. We could all, you know, Builderall basically sells itself. Like Eric doesn't have to provide all this training that he provides, but it's not, because it's not about the tools. It's about the whole thing. It's the whole picture. It's the tools. It's the training. It's the learning to apply the training. It's about building our own businesses to help other people build their businesses, whether you're building a team of affiliate marketers or you're just helping all the local businesses around you during such a horrible time for business. You know, it's like, it's really like a community service, you know, to help each other and to help other businesses. It's really a beautiful thing. I enjoy it so much. And so because I am here today teaching the Tuesday night training, when 2 years ago I created my Builderall account, it's like, that's a perfect testimony of, if you just put in the action and if you just believe enough in yourself to take the risk, you're going to get there. You're going to reach your goals.
Bridget?
Mhm.
There's a question. You know your template store that you've created, where you're selling your templates? They need to know if you are doing some kind of training as to show how you are using the BA templates that you're selling. How did you incorporate it, or how are you selling it on your template store? Not literally how to use it, how to create the store, but the other part, you know, how do you link it up so that the people would be able to buy that specific template on your store? How do you send it to them and all that kind of stuff? That's a question that's been asked.
I might actually do more in-depth training. I do have some training on that in my group,
As they
in the
did
units
say that,
section.
yes.
Yeah. But I might do some more in-depth training because it's not a complicated thing. And it's actually a very beautiful thing. If you guys are part of the Funnel Club, you can take every single one of those templates and put them in your own store, your own e-commerce store, and then you can sell those. And what I'm doing is I have a promo code. When someone signs up for Builderall, they get a promo code and they get everything in my template shop for free as a member of my team. You guys can totally do that. How many of the top affiliates do you know that have a membership area where they give all these free things to all of their members? But what if you could provide that for Builderall members that they could purchase, and then also just give them a promo code? And the promo code, it's so, I mean, Jackie has done so much training on the whole e-commerce and everything. You just, when you have your email that goes out to your active users, put the promo code in there. Say, guess what? You get 100% off everything. Now I'm providing them social media graphics, PLR products, sales funnels, all of these things for my team so that they can be successful, but also I can create my own templates. I can help other Builderall users, you know, with sales funnels and PLR products and all these things. So huge potential with the e-commerce and using all of these templates. It's really endless potential. I always say Builderall is like endless potential. Like we all have brain explosion, and that's just one part of it. You could totally do that to attract local business clients or affiliates or any online business. Do you guys have any more questions? I want to see everybody building a template store by tomorrow, and I want you I want you to all send me the link and I want to check them out. I'm so excited to hear that.
It's funny you said that because right now, guess what I'm working on?
A template shop?
Oh, darn, can't see. The cookbook funnel making.
You know what? Think about this, okay? Because somebody asked me, are you afraid by you telling people about the template shop idea that other people, it'll get too much competition? But think about this, okay? What if Chris Sparta is creating sales funnels for, you know, what if Jean creates sales funnels for network marketing? Chris Sparta creates sales funnels for, Sparta, what are you interested in creating sales funnels for?
Branding, marketing.
Branding and marketing. And Jackie creates sales funnels for e-commerce stores. And Cindy creates sales funnels for bookkeepers. And Robert creates sales funnels for chiropractic or medical, you know, businesses. Imagine if we all created all of these funnels and then we could purchase them from each other, build up our own stores. Or maybe Sparta has a great sales funnel for a chiropractor and I need one for a client and I don't have time to make it. I'm going to go purchase it from Sparta and then I'm going to sell it to my client. So if we had all of these people in the Builderall community creating sales funnels and templates, imagine the income potential for us as affiliate marketers or agencies. It's huge.
And we must remember that people resonate with people. You might, your designs that you do for your template store is going to be different to the next person's because we all got different kinds of personalities. And if you've got all those stores or all those people's templates, you are giving your customer a wider variety to choose from because they also have a personality. So it is really, there is so much space for all of us in this area. You just need to go and find your specific thing that makes you tick. I mean, for myself, magazines makes me tick. I will obviously want to rather create magazine templates. And the next person say, well, I like to create an outframe for chatbots. Believe it or not, you can create templates for chatbots, just like we've got in Builderall already, all those beautiful templates. But there's always a space for a little bit more for this, for a specific industry, for a sub niche of a niche, or it's endless. The ideas are endless. You must not think that you are going to enter in an industry that you are not going to be able to sell. Look at Fiverr. There are thousands of people on Fiverr. They're all making money. They're all selling websites. They're all selling something, and they all are making it. Otherwise, they will not be there.
Yeah. But yeah, it's endless potential. It really is. I mean, you're only as limited as your imagination. We have 40 plus tools, 300 sales funnels in the Funnel Club. Not to mention just the websites. If you take the templates that are just in a free account, you take the templates and then you swap out the images and make your own. I mean, you could take the same website template and swap out the images and create a million websites just by swapping out the images. It's really lots of potential, you guys. Lots. You guys have any more questions? No? Okay. So next Tuesday, everybody, I want to see all of your beautiful faces back here next Tuesday because we're going to really dive in. Hi.
Hi, Chris.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Bridget, I have a question for you.
He's hiding in the background.
Cindy has a stalker. Yeah, Stacy.
Yeah, so what I want to know, because you're willing to be transparent, and I appreciate that. So when it comes to local sites, I'm real interested, as I know many people are, in pricing, because that's something that comes up over and over again. What's fair? What's too much? What's not enough? And how do you figure that out? Because obviously every location is different and every situation is different. So can you talk to that a little bit, please? Because, you know, all of us are going to go out and do this week, you know? So just can you give us some insight from your perspective?
I would never, ever even do a landing page for less than $200. And when I say $200, I mean when I was taking clients and that's what I was doing, I would never, ever do less than $200. But that's where you start. You can add pages on, add another page for another $100, $150, $200. Add the booking calendar, offer to manage the booking calendar. Add email marketing, offer to manage the email marketing, write emails for them. You can start out with it. I'm going to talk Tuesday. I see, I want to dive into this so much. I'm going to stay here till 2 in the morning if I do this. But when you find that that DIY client or whatever that just wants to do it themselves, you can still make money because you can say, oh great, yeah, you can handle all this yourself. You give them, sign them up for Builderall, you get the affiliate links, but you can say, hey, you can manage this yourself, but how about, for $200, I'll take this template I'm giving you, I'll customize it, put your logo on here, I'll get your, domain connected, and I'll create a professional email. I'll do everything to get you set up and create an email list. That's going to take you, even if you're brand new, just to customize that, may take you a few hours. But now you're getting Builderall commission, you're getting the $200 for customizing all that, and it's all in the platform. And then you just hand it to them, and then you don't do anything but collect your Builderall commission every month.
Thank you for that. I mean, I already have a standard set of prices that I use, but I just wanted you to share that because I think that's something that people wonder about. So thank you. It
just depends on if I was to take a website on now, obviously I would offer a lot more, or I would ask for a lot more money. One, I have more experience. And two, I'm just really, really busy. So it's going to have to be some change for me to actually take on another website. So it depends on your time. Like, what is your time worth for you? And you do have to, a lot of people say don't work for free, but you also have to balance out. I'm brand new. I've never done a website before. This is my first client. You want to over deliver. So maybe you do want to just do the $200 website. But then as time goes on, your skills get better. You start getting referrals. But if you do something for free or you do something way lower than you would really want to do it for, always ask for a referral. Always ask for that. Ask for them to go to Google or maybe refer you to someone else, or even just get contact information for other people, other business owners that they may want to refer you to. So if you do undercut yourself, always make it worth it by getting those referrals.
But you know something too, though, people shouldn't undercut themselves because whatever you think, because $200 is extremely low, but I think, and whatever you think is going to take you in time, you should double that time. because things go wrong. And then also, you know, people want changes, you have to adjust things. So I would say you certainly should, you know, be mindful of that when you estimate what it will take you in terms of time also.
Oh yeah, and when I say that, I'm talking about if they just want the website customized and I'm getting them set up on Builderall and I'm not doing anything for them. Obviously, as
Right.
time goes on, I'm going to still have in my email list. I'm going to be emailing them and say, hey, you know, oh, Facebook, here's some statistics of why you need this. And do you know I can do this for you? So it may seem like maybe in the beginning, you're kind of undercutting yourself. But if you, again, it's like, just like we tell clients, you know, you might lose money when you first acquire a customer, but it's in the retention that you are going to earn the most money.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm. Who said that?
I did. Is that all right?
Yeah.
I am interested in taking over some websites that have been poorly managed. And my problem is, a lot of them are WordPress, and that means, to me it does, a complete start over and a complete renovation of the products they have, new photographs and images, and you know, it's a lot of work. And so if I were to take over their WordPress site, you know, nothing, but I would like to do a good job for them. Since I'm a newbie, I feel, you know, what if I mess up halfway through? You know, I've got a tiger by the tail. So I guess I need confidence just to rebuild a few websites and then say, well, yeah, that's great, I'll do that. You have any advice about how to ease into the business of upgrading other folks' websites that are foreign to you and maybe written in strictly direct HTML? And so you'll have to, if you're using Cheetah Builder, you'll have to start over.
Well, first of all, we do have a WordPress integration and it's super simple. I had never done it before. It took me 20 minutes to figure out. So if you want to take over hosting their WordPress website, you can do that on Builderall. But second of all, if you're not familiar with WordPress, I would definitely say recreate it.
Yeah.
I would definitely say because you know, like I said, when I first started, oh my gosh, and learning WordPress as a beginner, and I didn't even know that themes existed. I didn't know any of those things. And that's also something to consider if you're transferring or you're taking on the hosting of a WordPress website. They may also have a theme builder, and then now you have to purchase the license for all that. It's just such a headache. I love Cheetah. I love all of our tools that integrate with Cheetah. I would definitely say, especially if you're going to manage it, to just recreate it on Cheetah. And I mean, learning Cheetah, if you're that's the easiest thing to do as a beginner, honestly, recreating, because all you're doing is you're taking exactly what they have and then you're just building it on Cheetah. So it takes the, you know, the skill of web design is in the design aspect. It's not the technical stuff like adding a button. It's the, you know, what do you put here, and the copywriting and the colors and, you know, all of those things that go into it. So if you're just replicating a website that's already there and they're happy with it, then, I mean, that's honestly, to me, that's the fun part.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you, Bridget, because even when I started with Builderall 3 years ago, my first website, it was literally a local mom and pop pizzeria. And basically, I ended up rebuilding their website there. Theirs was on Wix. So I ended up rebuilding it on Pixel Perfect, okay? Now, since it was my first website, what I did is I told them, okay, I'm gonna make a deal with you guys. I'm gonna give you a discount. I'm only going to do it for $250. And it was a static, a long sales page, okay? And basically, I asked them to give me 2 other businesses as referrals. So if you know 2 other owners, whoever provides you the pizza dough or whoever provides you, you know, the vendors for your Coca-Cola, refer me to 2 other business owners. And that's how I start, you see? So working with light bulbs in the, working with the actual, from WordPress into Builderall that's the easy part, Ray. So definitely easy part, because it's literally just like Bridget said, copy and paste it. You see, it's where in terms of now adding after that for an upcharge, in terms of adding the booking app, adding a chat bot, adding, the blogging system and everything. That's where now, okay, you can upcharge them, in terms of adding all those extra stuff, bells and whistles, basically. Because I'm sure definitely WordPress wouldn't have that right now.
Exactly. Or you'd have to pay for additional plugins and all those things, and it's what a headache.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? So glad to see Cindy's light bulb going off multiple times. Love it.
Well, you can't sit through one of these without a dozen light bulbs going off.
Well, I'm glad because that's my goal. I want to provide as many light bulbs as I possibly can.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
What I was going to say is that I being such a newbie, I still don't have confidence. I mean, you were talking about just going out there and before next Tuesday get 2 or 3 new clients. That's just not in my wheelhouse yet. I'm not confident enough to feel that I'm offering quality product to someone as new as I am. So that's why I'm spending all this time in training.
Well, you could, and next week, definitely come back next week because I'm going to tell you how you can do that for those clients that want to do everything themselves. They don't want to outsource stuff. I'm going to show you how you can still offer them Builderall and earn the reoccurring commission, still give them a website template and all of those things. So we'll talk a lot about that next week, but don't worry about your confidence level. I'm not kidding you. I worked with this pharmacist every night because we work night shift in the hospital. I worked with him every night and he would pick my brain. What do I do about this on my Google? What do I do about this on my website? And I would just tell him, and he's like, please do this for me. And I'd say, no, I can't do that. I know how to do my business. And he begged me for months to do this. And then it just took off like a rocket. But if I had never taken the chance, if I had never said yes, I would not even be here. I would not be hosting Tuesday night training. I wouldn't even know how to get, my own business. I wouldn't know how to get clients. I wouldn't know any of that stuff. But you have to, at a certain point, of course it's important to learn, but at a certain point, you just have to jump off the cliff and take a leap of faith. And I don't care if I fell 100 times, because 101 times I'm going to succeed and I'm going to learn. I'm going to know, okay, here's how I do a consultation. Here's how I sell them on the upsells. Here's how I provide them all the value that they really need. I mean, it's not sales. You're offering them a solution to the problem that they have that they are really dying for, but they may not even realize it. Cindy?
A good resource for the sales tools too is the PDF that's in the knowledge base area that lists everything. So you can literally say, what are you interested in? What are you currently using? What do you see using in the future? And make that part of your questionnaire.
Yeah. And if you can spin any of those into, this is going to save you time and money. So that's all they're looking for. They're looking for a solution to have dinner with their families. They're looking for a solution to recop the life savings that they've spent on their business. These are the things that matter to them. We all talk about what's our why, what's our why. To a business owner, their why is whatever that's making them, work 20 hours a day with no sleep. So if you can spin any of those tools into saving them time and money, they're going to do it. Anybody else? Might be 2 before I'm done here, if you have questions. All right, guys. So next Tuesday, we're going to get into what do you do when you actually get a client? What are you looking for during the consultation? What do you offer them if you figure out they're a DIY, person or a done for you person? How do you manage all that and the sub accounts, all those things? We're going to talk about all of that next week and maybe the week after. We'll see how it goes. But thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. This has been really fun. I was a little nervous, but I was honestly more excited than anything else. So you guys are awesome. And thank you so much for your participation. I appreciate it. So until next Tuesday or until my next video tomorrow, go build it with Builderall.
Thank you, Bridget. You did awesome. Great info.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bridget.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night.
Thank you.